I want to stress also that although the stand of the mayors is to ease restrictions, me personally in Quezon City, my stand is eventually ease, meaning the national government has this tendency kasi to make very last minute decisions, as was observed with the issue of the new policy, the GCQ alert level 4, granular lockdown policy, tapos naging MECQ because of siguro lack of planning lang or siguro kakulangan lang sa guidelines, etc. So ang sa akin, it's more of I'm urging the national government to start planning for an easing of restrictions for fully vaccinated adults or fully vaccinated populations. I'm not asking them to do it now because I believe now is not also the right time given our data, the empirical data. Dito sa Quezon City, lahat ng metrics tumataas. Tumataas ang daily active cases namin. Tumataas ang average daily attack rate namin, tumataas ang reproduction number namin, tumataas din ang positivity rate namin. No? So the metrics are all going up. Therefore, ang aking tunay na apela is sana yung national government can already start preparing for easing of restrictions once this downward trend begins to be observable para hindi na naman last minute na nagkakadarapa tayo kung ano yung policy ba natin, tapos magkakaroon ng siguro confusion, pagkalito. No? So doon ako sa mas conservative pa rin na sana magsimula na tayong mag-isip ng magplano para sa downward trend na yan. Pero ito rin yung mga dahilan kung bakit tingin ko dapat talaga mag-ease. No? Kasi when you talk about health, para sa akin, health is not just physical health, it is also your overall well-being. And the data is so high now in our city with regards to mental health. Mataas ang mental health problems ng ating kabataan. No, meron tayong mga cases of suicides ngayon na hindi natin na-record before dahil yung mga bata hirap na hirap sa sitwasyon na nakakulong sa mga tahanan nila. May mga pamilya na nagkakaroon na ng domestic problems dahil sa pagkakulong sa tahanan. So the overall well-being is also very important to us leaders. No, so and one way in which we can address this is to ease restrictions for those who we can say are safer in terms of going out. Now, based on the data again in Quezon City, vaccines do work because even while our hospitals are full now because of the surge, nakikita ko rin sa datos namin na the overwhelming majority of those that are critical, severe, and dying are among the ranks of the unvaccinated. So we can see that vaccines do mitigate against severe illness, which is really what we expected naman when we had this vaccination program. And we're expecting, of course, that yung mga mild and asymptomatic cases can be prevented when we continue to wear our masks, when we continue to observe minimum health standards, even while we ease restrictions. No? So I guess my number one argument is vaccinations do work. They work, and therefore there is a good reason to allow them to go out if they're fully vaccinated. Number two, our targets are being met, albeit now the targets are changing. The speed at which we're able to carry out our vaccination programs naman will show that with an appropriate number and sufficient number of vaccines, we can meet these new targets very quickly. Tama ba na yung mga unvaccinated mako-curtail yung ibang rights nila compared to the fully vaccinated, such as maybe going to a restaurant or enjoying a play kung sakasakaling magkakaroon na tayo ng ganung klase mga activities, etc. Well, in I think the rest of the world ginagawa yan. Talagang merong mga privileges talaga ang mga fully vaccinated individuals compared to non-vaccinated individuals. No? But I think that is subject to legal basis. Kailangan may sapat tayong legal basis to allow that. And I think these other countries have been able to put the groundwork or the legal foundations, lay the groundwork for these kinds of policies to be made. No? But I also would like to repeat again that I think this is only probably possible in NCR because maraming bakuna sa NCR. Hindi pwedeng ito maging polisiya sa ibang bahagi pa ng Pilipinas kasi kailangan maging choice ng tao na hindi siya vaccinated. Kumbaga, dati hindi talaga pwedeng maging policy ito kasi maraming gusto magpabakuna, kulang ang bakuna. Pero sa NCR, nung dinagsa naman ng bakuna ang NCR, 'di ba, as per the agreement reached between the IATF and the NCR mayors na mabigyan kami ng 4 million vaccines, naging option na sa mga mga tao. So in other words, many people, while the vaccine was now available to them, refused to be vaccinated. And I think that's very different from when a person is not vaccinated because walang choice, walang bakuna. No? So in a context where persons refuse to be vaccinated, tingin ko pwede na magkaroon ng consequences yung refusal nila. No, kasi kawawa naman yung mga tao, dehado naman, kumbaga, not naman kawawa, pero dehado naman ang mga taong nag-embrace, niyakap ang programa ng pamahalaan na magpabakuna para magkaroon ng mas normal na buhay, kung maka-curtail din naman ang normalcy na ini-expect nila because of the few who refuse. No, so again, contextual ito sa ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Alam natin that people do not have that luxury to refuse because wala nga silang i-refuse dahil wala pa silang bakuna. So I'd like to put that in context as well. That has to be very clearly stated. No, pero again, in a context where there's an overabundance of vaccines and people have refused, I think that it is also fair, given a legal basis, to allow certain privileges to be given to those that are fully vaccinated and who chose to be fully vaccinated and who chose to embrace the government's program because they wanted to experience more normal lifestyles. No?